You know, I thought we should start this video off with a question you did not know you needed answered. Did you ever wonder what testosterone sounds and feels like? It's this. Put that into your gym playlist and watch your strength triple. Anyway, 2016 was an interesting year. We saw the infamous Monaco-based YouTuber named Nico beat Sir Lewis Hamilton in equal machinery. We also had a first glimpse of what the now infamous racing streamer named Max would become in F1. People were freaking out all over the internet over an election most of them had no say in, but had strong opinions on, to the point where I unfollowed and unfriended approximately 90% of my social media friends. Avenged Sevenfold would release their 7th studio album and would go on to what would be another 7 years until their 8th one, which is of course an album that has not caused any discussion and drama online and was viewed as a bewildering success by all Avenged Sevenfold fans, who also didn't compare it to Saint Anger. But out of all the insanity that the year provided, it also gave us the resurrection of the Doom franchise. Doom 2016 was a game that many people were not sure of. Will it be good? Will it be the demise of one of the most beloved franchises in the world? Will the soundtrack be any good? Well, the answer to those questions are yes, no, and this. The person responsible for the sheer insanity of these songs is an Australian person named Mick Gordon. Mick started off as a jazz blues guitarist in his teens. The first time he worked on a game was when he was one of the sound designers for a game called Destroy All Humans 2 in 2013. In 2013 and 2014, he also scored the first 2 seasons of the Killer Instinct video game and also worked on Wolfenstein: The New Order. His work on the Doom games, though, is what he's most known for. Mick described his process in a session at the GDC in 2017, aptly titled Doom Behind the Music. There, he shows off how everything basically starts from a basic synthwave, which to me was eye-opening in a big way. One of the more interesting parts of the creation process, though, was that seemingly one of the preconditions that Mick had when creating the OST was no metal or no guitars, which at first he took note of. Until he didn't and realized that, in certain sections, just adding 5% guitars would do a good deal of good. That 5% of course went up as time went by. But if you ever listened to any part of the soundtrack, you'd notice that the guitars sound a tad different than your regular ones. And it's not just because he used the 9-string guitar. The sound is really fierce, really fits the game. And this next part blew me away because, it turns out, Mick did the following thing. He took the sound of a distorted guitar and the sound of a chainsaw, and blended them together to get the tone you hear in BFG Division and other songs. Apparently, he also used the same technique for kick drums. And someone at Bethesda or id Software thought that the no metal thing was a good idea. Can you imagine that? With Doom Eternal being a thing, id Software and Mick Gordon decided to work again. However, the story behind the scenes for this one is actually really sad, with Mick getting screwed over royally by what seems to be a lack of communication, some power-tripping people, and generally a lot of disdain, which is unwarranted. He detailed all of this in a Medium article, which you can go ahead and read if you want, but know that it will take a lot, as there's years of info in it. In short, id Software promised that the OST will be available when you pre-order the game or something of the sorts. However, Mick was a bit out of the loop here and wasn't told this, had very little info to work with regarding the songs, and told them that what they promised is not feasible. What followed was a whole debacle where id and people accused Mick of being responsible for all of it. However, as it turns out, it was id Software's fault, to the point where they offered Mick hush money, on the condition that he take the blame for the pre-ordering situation and answer no comment whenever anyone asked him about the OST. Mick decided against taking them on that offer and explained everything in the article I have mentioned above. So yeah, that about covers it for this second part as well. Thank you all so much for watching, and if you like this video, make sure to subscribe and get ready as next week sees my first single from my Doom tribute album go live. Also, huge shout out to my supporters here. See you next time everyone, and have a good day.